where we value laughs with a dash of facts. The More Life Podcast. You already know who I am. Dash to the motherfucking cash. And we live here and shit for the first time. Every single week finna be coming to y'all live here on YouTube. Shout out to this nigga named Showface News, cause he was talking about the app he used to that he go through and shit to go live on YouTube. You can also stream it straight to Twitch. What else? Facebook, shit. Any of them streaming services though, like that. It's called StreamYard. Just get on there and do the shits. So every single week, finna be coming on here. Y'all can catch it early. Shit before it's fully published. Y'all get that little sneak preview before everybody else. But go ahead and get into the quote though of the week. You know how we started off. Come from John Cena again. Shit. Luck is preparation, locking heads with opportunities, which is true. Shit, I always feel like it ain't really no such thing as like good luck, bad luck for real shit. It just all sound good. It's more so of like to have good luck or even bad luck shit. It's a series of events that gotta just align together and shit. It happens to be shit if you're doing everything right in the situation and shit, or you know shit. You could be doing everything bad. It's gonna determine how that luck plays out for you in the long run and shit. So, salute to John Cena though for another good quote though. And shit, we can go ahead and get into the show. Shit. So shit, my past week, it ain't been too bad. You know, since the last time, shit, I was thinking, been smashing my girl most. Shit, we working on that next baby. And shit, you know that the shit, baby number 2 is gonna be on the way soon. Shit, you already know I'm getting married soon. So I mean, it's about time to go ahead and pump out the next one. And I just was thinking earlier, at least your boyfriend has some rights this time. The last time, you know, the doctors, I felt like they was kind of being a little disrespectful because we wasn't married and shit or whatever. Like they feel like shit. Oh, we ain't gotta ask you nothing, pops, because your name don't really mean shit because y'all ain't even married. We gotta go straight to mom's. Nah, that's my kid too though. So you know they just be on that fuck shit. So to be solid for that. And then also when you have sex more, I just feel like you know, you're more synchronized with your partner and shit. For the people that ain't out there smashing their girl, that's shit. That's typically how you break up and shit. My bad for the background noise. We got a few viewers here today in the studio. But shit, I feel like when you having sex though, more with your partner, y'all just more connected and everything. It just, you know, you need that type of energy to be transferring between both people to just make it more synchronized and shit. I say the main downfall of most relationships is you see they don't be fucking. So shit, somebody always leave because they don't be fucking. For any women out there, your dude ain't trying to fuck you, he fucking somebody else. For any dude, shit, your chick ain't fucking you, she probably smashing somebody else. That's why y'all so desynchronized at that point and shit. But before, it's just with us, my son, he a cop blocking ass nigga, so we wasn't able to get it in that much. But my son getting to that age, you know, shit, he gonna have to relax back on the side and all that good shit. What else though, shit? Speaking of my son, been having to force him to eat his motherfucking food lately. Like, it's ridiculous. But I think about me growing up back in the day, shit. I got smacked upside the head plenty of times because I wouldn't finish my plate. And shit, my mama, grandmama did not play them games. I used to have to spit that shit into the napkin. I have to try to sneak that shit past my peoples to throw that shit in the garbage. So, I can understand he don't want to eat his shit, but he over there crying or whatever. I damn near gotta choke his ass up. Like, bro, eat that shit and then gotta compromise. Yeah, if you just take a few bites, son, like, you know, you can get up. But, of course, like, he don't eat his food. It ain't no snacks, so none of that shit. I think I didn't even have to make him turn off his TV and all that shit the other day just because he didn't want to eat his food. Like, bro, we not on that shit. It's starving kids out there and all this shit. The motherfuckers could be eating that shit, so he better take that shit. What else? I was telling y'all about the bishop. We had to go meet with the bishop last week. and stuff at the church. Good little meeting, giving some insight. She was saying that we work good together. Shit, he was, I think, saying me and my girl look like we a perfect match or something. And I mean, I don't want to say like I hate when people say that, because motherfuckers be saying that shit all the time about people. Yeah, y'all perfect with each other. Nah, shit, we know how to navigate the relationship. Like, yeah, shit, motherfuckers gonna do shit to get on somebody else's nerves, but shit, we know how to get around that. Like, we know certain buttons that you could possibly push by doing this or that, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, we ain't doing nothing crazy to fucking where we finna be mad to where we gotta walk out on the other person and shit. Ain't nobody on that. Like, so, we all straight for real within that regard. The Bishop O'Neill, House of Joy, if y'all here in Cincinnati. Be quiet, son. Bishop O'Neill, House of Joy here in Cincinnati. If y'all need a church to go to, shit, he is a good ass bishop and shit. Like, he had a fire sermon the one time I did go, so shouts out to him. What else? Shit, I might have some superpowers though coming in soon. I was bit by a bee, the yellow jacket, the other day and shit. Like, nigga, I'm telling you, I feel the powers kind of coming in. Like, where I felt like a booster energy earlier and shit. I don't know, like, normally when I wake up, I'll be a little groggy. Today when I woke up, bro, no grogginess, no nothing. Shit about to be crazy. Like, and I can give you the little story. I was going into work. It was a bee on my pants and shit randomly, like, just chilling. I remember I smacked that nigga down. I seen him hit the floor and everything, and I just kept it pushing, because I ain't want to get stung or nothing like that. And then next thing you know, maybe like an hour later, randomly the bee was on my hand and shit, like right here though. I had to smack that nigga down and kill him, because shit, I ain't trying to get stung, but it do kind of feel like maybe he took a little bite. I don't know, shit. Shit, they don't bite, they typically sting, but shit, maybe, he was trying to eat a little bit, of the flesh. I don't know, but if I get them superpowers soon, though, shit, yeah, I was the first to find out, though. What else? I was thinking about, Audi belly buttons. Like, do motherfuckers still be getting that Audi belly button? I ain't seen nobody with that shit in ages. But I know growing up, that shit was fucking disgusting. Like, shit. I remember it was this one cute ass girl, and this sound weird. I was in second grade, but shit, old girl looked cute back then, shit, kid standards and shit, And I'm like, once I seen she had the Audi belly button, I could not go. I'm telling you, I could not go. That shit is fucking disgusting. Shit, I think we was going swimming or something like that, and that's when I seen that shit, and I'm like, ugh, the fuck? Your parents sick for even allowing you to take off your fucking top having that shit. The fuck? But, shit. Do people still be having that shit? Oh yeah. What else shit? Seeing we got a motherfucking mouse up in this bitch. And shit. Being niggas in general do not fuck with no mice. Like, shit, I don't fuck with no mice. Like, I don't know. We seen a little such and such the droppings and shit, but since I did my little made up my little concoctions and put them down and shit and cleaned up everything, he ain't came back. We done set a trap, but we gonna see if that nigga come back though. So we finna be making some mouse pot pie and shit. We finna be cooking up. Ain't that right? Oh, I ain't get no response from the background. But shit, yeah, make a little mouse pot pie though. But shit, what else too though? Past thoughts from this past week. I was thinking about Big Time Rush. Like, shit, if any of y'all used to watch Nickelodeon growing up and shit, it was a show called Big Time Rush and shit. This group, they made the songs. I was like, bro, they have bangers though. Like, wait, that Any Kind of Guy, that Boyfriend with that motherfucker Snoop Dogg on there. I think they had T-Pain on the song too back then. Shit, who else? It was some other niggas on that shit back in the day. But Big Time Rush had some bangers though. It's shit, the one nigga named James on there. He lightweight got some soul in his voice for real. Bro probably could have branched off and did his own thing. Who else? The dude Kendall to the main singer. Shit, he probably could have branched off and did his own thing. They had some bangers and shit. And then they weren't the only Nickelodeon show that was popping though. Like what else? iCarly was popping back in the day. They was straight. Victorious, that was my shit when I was growing up. Uh, damn, that Drake and Josh, of course, that was the shit growing up, and just plenty other shows though. Zoe 101, that Zoe 101 definitely. That might be the number one show back in the day. That was a classic and shit before Jamie Lynn Spears turned into a little bass head too, like her sister and shit. What else? Lastly, and shit. Over the past week, I was thinking about like just superheroes if they went up against like typical horror movie villains. Like shit, I was like, what if Spider-Man went up against that nigga Freddy? And shit, that'd be a good ass fight. Cause shit, Freddy gonna get you in the dreams. But I was like, Spider-Man do got the spider senses though. So his shit might be tingling in the dream. It's gonna be hard for that nigga Freddy to really capitalize on that motherfucker and go ahead and take his ass down and shit. Like that'd be a good one and shit. Somebody Danco, shit. Motherfucking Danco be doing the verses. He need to go ahead and do that shit. But that's all for my past week though. So let's get into some entertainment and shit. We was just talking about like superheroes and shit. I don't know if y'all checked out that Miss Marvel at all. That just dropped today. Came out at what 3 a.m. and shit. I watched it last night. It was straight. It was alright up until like I said maybe the final 10 minutes. That's when it kind of got a little good because she was able to start using the powers. You know, spoiler alert if y'all ain't seen it at all and shit. But she was able to use some of the powers and shit. I ain't gonna dive too much into it though. But it got dope towards the end. It's just a little different from I'll say that actual backstory, which of course the MCU do be changing shit from like comic book shit or even I'll say the Avengers game, like her powers is different than it was on there and shit. But you know, we'll see how the rest play out. I think it's gonna be a 10 episode series, so I mean this shit get good as time going on and shit. I like how she a fan though of the Avengers, like the Avengers is like how it is in real life, where motherfuckers dressing up in they costumes and shit like that, or whatever. I think she was going to like a little Avengers convention and shit. She was going there, so I think that's the dope aspect of it. What else? They announced them Thor tickets going on sale next week on Monday. You can best believe me, my girl, my son, shit, we gonna have our tickets next week on Monday. I'm buying them bitches set and shit, cause we gonna be up in that motherfucker when it drop. What is that, July 22nd or some shit like that? I don't know. We gonna be up in there. So them Thor tickets is getting copped a fucking shot, nigga. And shit, cause that's gonna be the next biggest one. I thought Doctor Strange was gonna be the biggest movie this year. But when I started seeing that Thor shit, I'm like, oh. But then even, I don't know if y'all seen like the little sneak preview for that new Black Panther and shit. That Wakanda Forever, like, that nigga, Doctor Doom's supposed to be in there. And then I don't know too much about that Namor nigga. But shit, he's supposed to be in there. He like a fake Aquaman, but I heard he better though with the combat and everything. So, we gonna see how that plays out. But shit, Marvel, they got a big year. Oh, and that She-Hulk come out in July too. I think it's I'm lying. It come out in August and shit. It's like August 17th or something like that. That's gonna be a fire show too. That She-Hulk. Like I said, been waiting for them to feature my guy Bruce Banner prominently in something. Then also Emil Blonsky. My nigga Blonsky coming back, shit, the Abomination. I want to see how that plays out, and plus see what other villains they got that's gonna be showing up. What else? Shit, that new Jurassic World that comes out. I think that's tomorrow. Yeah, that new Jurassic World come out. I might have to go see that soon. And shit, I'm be up there. I think what was it? Blue, the dinosaur. She had a little baby and shit. Cause you know at the end of the last one, that little bitch, the little girl and shit, she decided to release all the fucking dinosaurs and shit, saying, oh, they shouldn't be caged up, you know, we just gotta let them out. I think the one dude wanted to kill him or something, Cause I mean, it's fucking dinosaurs, bro. If they running wild, nigga, shit, we barely got straps to take down that big ass shit. You gonna have to nuke everyone. So, she made that decision. So the new Jurassic World shit, all the dinosaurs is running wild out there, and they're trying to navigate the lands to not get fucking slaughtered, you know, because this little girl fought and shit. But yeah, that's all on that movie side though. More into some music shit. So R.I.P. to the rapper Trouble. He was shot in the chest and died and shit the other day. Crazy story though, cause shit, it's a tough situation. Like I could see, bruh, like the dude name was like what, Jamichael something. I don't know. I could see why bruh ended up shooting that nigga, cause shit, one, he walked in. I think Trouble was sleeping in the bed with his girl and shit, and he started beating no girl ass, and then I guess Trouble was trying to fight with him. Then this is all according to the chick that was a victim too. Shit, the girl that got beat up and shit that was there. Bruh started fighting with that nigga Trouble and shit, and then he ended up popping him in the chest and shit and getting up through. Now, shit, I mean, I'll be on that same shit. I'm not even gonna hold you. I walk in the house, my girl sleep with another nigga, shit, it's on the floor. And I ain't got no strap, so you probably getting that knife to the chest. And that's just rage, just speaking. Shit, I think any nigga would be on that, like, and that's just real shit. Even a chick walk in the house, her nigga in the bed with another bitch, bro, come on now, she swinging on that nigga too. And shit, it's the same shit, so. And it's crazy. Trouble had a video not too long ago where he was saying like, shit, why kill somebody over, you know, your girl fucking with another nigga and shit, cause shit, as soon as you get locked up, she still finna be throwing that to somebody else. It's like, shit, it's eerie, cause he predicted his own death damn near and shit, for real, for real. But it's like, maybe he should have used a piece of that advice for himself. I feel like, shit, if you know a bitch got a crazy ass nigga, or shit, if she didn't say a bro that lived with her, blah, 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 shit. Because I think bro was still sharing an apartment with old girl, too. So it's like, she should have been responsible to tell Trouble that shit. But if Trouble knew already, then dog, you know you fucking up, bro. I'm not even in that. And that shit happened to me back in the day, too. I remember pulling up on the shorty back in the day, and I was kicking it with her. I didn't know bro stayed with her, though, until shit. After, you know, blah, blah, blah already happened and shit. And then I ended up kicking it there during the night, but I did not go to sleep and shit. Because one, it's always, since I was a youngin', spending the night somewhere else, I just never felt comfortable. So it's always hard for me to go to sleep up until I really get comfortable spending the night at this person's house. But even back then, I told her, shit, that nigga pull up, he finna get his shit rocked or whatever shit by me. But also, I mean, I have to be prepared if bro pull up with the toolie or shit. And for real, for me, I don't know shit about it, so I can bounce. I don't give a fuck if you beat this bitch ass or not, because ultimately, this not my hoe. So shit, it don't have shit to do with me. But let's say if it was my girl though, shit, that nigga gonna get stabbed up. Shit, she probably gonna get stabbed up too, right along with that nigga. And anybody that get in my way probably gonna get fucked up right along with him. But R.I.P. to Trouble. Condolences to his family and shit. What else? I seen Metro Boomin mom. She got killed and shit by her husband, and then her husband ended up killing himself afterwards. Like that shit. That's a crazy story, cause and you hear motherfuckers doing some shit all the time like that, and I don't know the ins and outs, but it's like part of me want to put on that motherfucking conspiracy theory tip and shit, and end up saying like, shit, that's a part of the game. Once you sell your soul, they might take one of your family members and shit. That's a price you gotta pay. And as they say, they always make it look so normal and shit. You know, given that bro killed himself too, I mean, shit, you don't truly know like what's going on. It's like, shit, why bro just kill his mom randomly and shit? Like, just, I don't know. It all just seemed kind of shiesty or whatever, but condolences to his family as well, though. Next shit, Game versus Eminem, still. Game be talking that shit about Eminem, still. He was on what is that, All the Smoke, and he just was saying how Eminem not a better rapper than him, and he'll body Eminem and shit. It's just like, boy, you chasing hard for the clout for this motherfucking album and shit. You chasing hard to get the verses. Like, he know if he get a verses against Eminem, boy, everybody gonna be streaming your music after that. And Game could do a versus with multiple people for real. But I don't know why he want M so bad. He ain't even on the same level. Eminem need to be battling like a Jay-Z or a Wayne or somebody like that and shit. But like I said, it's probably for Game's album. What's it called? Drillmatic, that he finna release soon. I think that come out in like a week or two. Shit, I think he had beef with somebody else too. It was a chick. I forget the girl name. And she was trying to say that Game stole her album title, because her title is like something to do with drill and shit. But I mean, I think it's obvious. Game named this shit Drillmatic after Illmatic, which is the famous Nas album and shit. And you know, speaking of albums, Rolling Stone, they made a top 200 hip hop albums list or whatever. I ain't gonna dive too much into it because I ain't look at it. And also, took over 200 albums. That shit'll take a fucking lifetime, and we limited on time here today. Let's see. I think what they got is number 200 on this bitch. Shit. If this shit wanna load up. Oh, number 200 is that Astroworld. I mean, that CD is fire though. Top 200. It has been plenty of albums that came out over this lifetime. I don't know. That shit was fire. Oh, that ASAP Rocky, Long Live ASAP. That's 197. Okay. Oh no, 193. Okay, I can rock with it. That shit fire. Hold on, they got this Pop Smoke Meet the Wood over, but that ASAP Rocky. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. They got some shit by this Drakeo the Ruler nigga, but fuck out of here. What else? Bro, I swear they got a million ads on Rolling Stone website. What else? What's some shit that looked like it was crazy? Okay, they got my nigga Mac Miller on here, the Divine Feminine shit, 173. Okay, I can rock with it. Some Flo Milli bitch is above this. Who the fuck is Flo Milli? And that shit 172. It is no way this Flo Milli motherfucker made anything better than my nigga Mac Miller. Or even E40 got an album on here that's beneath that. Fuck out of here. See, Rolling Stone don't really know shit though. That's a whole bunch of white people for real voting for shit that they not really even in tune with. Like, I feel like shit for them, the music is more of like, it's the pop aspect. Like, how does this shit just make you feel on the surface? And no offense to them, you know, shit. I feel like each group, the music kind of hits differently. Shit, you see the more tribal groups like Mexicans and shit like that, nigga, they more in tune to the motherfucking actual instruments. Like, they be playing the little guitars and shit, you know, the little banjos and shit like that. They more in tune to that shit. But what else they got on here? What's some fire shit on here? Even this Polo G nigga got something 161. Fuck out of here. For real, none of these new niggas probably shouldn't have nothing on this top 200 list. To be honest, like anything that came out over the past like maybe 4 years, it shouldn't even be in here. And that's even from the OGs too. Like, it's not like they dropped anything crazy. That Kendrick CD that just dropped, of course, that shouldn't be on there. And shit, y'all see how quickly that shit thing came and went, and I still ain't finished listening to that shit yet. But I could tell you, it ain't touching them other albums. Like, I just know when I used to listen to his music, bro, I'm turning on the album, I can't turn that shit off because that shit just pulled me in. Like, I don't know, it's different with this one and shit. But nonetheless, though, shit, what else they got on here? Let's skip to the motherfucking, I'm about to skip to the top 20 and shit. Top 20 albums. What they got on here? We gonna ring it off. So let's start with this shit tweaking. It took me to number 60. So, 20 is Dirty Sprite 2 by Future. Okay, I can rock with that. That shit was banging though back in 2015. When I tell you, literally every song off that motherfucking CD was on the radio, bro. Every song was on the motherfucking radio from that Dirty Sprite 2 and shit. Let me light one up. Cause she said, I just blew it back today. I don't do nothing for Fugazi. I do it back today. That was my shit. How about the new whip, Nick? Like I'm a slave master. That shit was fire too. What else shit he had? That where yo as is that? Some shit like that with that nigga Drake on there. That fuck up some commas was on there. What else he have on that bitch? That real sisters was on there. That Dirty Sprite too was fire. I ain't gonna lie, he had bangers all throughout that bitch. Like Future went on a little run too after that, where he had that Project ET with that nigga DJ Esco and shit. That shit was fire too. Like, so okay, I could see that Dirty Sprite 2 being top 20 and shit. Lil Kim Hardcore, never listened to the album, but I know I could say without that album and without Lil Kim, shit, half these female rappers won't be here and shit. And that's from Nicki to Cardi, shit to Meg Thee Stallion, Mulatto, shit, Sweetie, all these bitches. If it wasn't for Lil Kim, they wouldn't be here. Where Lil Kim was able to mix the bars with the sex and shit. Like, she was the blueprint for these other bitches that came after her and shit. So that's straight. 18 is Madvillain. Shit, I don't even know who the fuck Madvillain is. But I think he... Okay, that's that nigga MF Doom and Madlib. That's them two together, their little crew. Alright, because I was going to say, it looked like MF Doom on the cover. Never heard this CD, but shit, I know MF Doom was known for the snapping. Like, he kind of was on some Tech 9 shit where his shit a little different, but he got bars. So shit, I mean, I can understand why that's there. Yeezus, by my nigga Ye, number 17. I could see why that Yeezus is there. I did not fuck with that Yeezus when it first came out in 2013. I thought he was, I don't know, I just thought it didn't hit. But when I went back and listened to it, like, maybe 2017-ish, I think I was bumping that shit heavy. Or maybe 2016. Might have been 16. I started bumping that shit. That On Sight was straight. That Bound 2. What else? Blood on the Leaves. That Blood on the Leaves hard and shit. He got a few other cuts too. Like, I fucked with that shit though. And also, when I was listening to it, then I was like, shit, he is right. He ahead of the game with his shit. Like, and he might start doing the sounds before it's like a mainstream type thing. Like Kanye introduced a sound, or even if he did take the sound from somebody else, shit, he's still the one that's like, he doing it first, like on the mainstream level. People criticize him crazy, they bash him for the sounds that he got, and then everybody else end up taking the same exact formula and running with that shit. So I can see why Ye is on there at 17. 16 is Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. Now this the one y'all fucked up on the top 20. It's like, this shit, I don't want to sound like I'm just shitting on female artists, like, cause shit, some people be giving me that sometimes. They say I be shitting on these female artists, like, and it ain't even that. Cardi B, alright, she got flow, but she do not got one of the top 20 hip hop albums of all time. Not even one of the top 20 albums, period. This bitch should not be in the top 20 hip hop albums of all time. I could tell you, the fact that this shit can only name that Bodak Yellow, which I always felt like that song was trash, but I mean, I guess bitches was turned up to that shit in the club or whatever, I don't know. But even then, that shit was like a remake of a Kodak Black song, so she was biting and shit. She was biting and shit. If I gotta hate on it. What else? She had a song called "I Like It Like That." Or I ain't gonna lie, that I like it though. It's kind of it's a little banger. It was a little banger. I'm not gonna hold you and shit. Who was on that shit? Bad Bunny or something? That shit was a little banger though. I ain't gonna hold you and shit. What else? That Be Careful. I ain't fuck with that shit. Like, of course, I'm a nigga. Ain't no real nigga finna fuck with that Be Careful. But the beat was alright though. I ain't gonna hold you though. Alright, so you know what? I ain't gonna say she should be in the top 20, but I give her top 30 though and shit. Cause also when I'm looking at the accolades from her CD and shit, she has some number ones. I think I might feel like her shit trash, but she did sell a ton. I think like she like the highest selling female artist with that shit. Well, I don't shit. So I don't know. Maybe when you putting it all together, maybe she deserved to be there. I don't know. Damn, shit, I just did a complete was that complete 180, flip to the other side by the end. They got Eric B and Rakim at the next. I can't comment on that shit. I know they was spitters back in the day, but shit, I don't know. I think that's the CD with I Ain't No Joke on there. Oh yeah, so that shit ain't bad. What else? Ghostface Killer, never heard this CD. Supreme Clientele, but Ghostface shit always been on the snap, so it might belong there. Dr. Dre, 2001, number 13. That definitely belong in the top 20. Cause that CD Flame shit. Forgot about Dre. What else? Shit, of course that's still Dre on there. The next episode, what's the difference? Like shit, nigga. What else he had on there? Oh, I'm trying to think. He had some other cuts. That CD was fire though, and shit. Which really that shit just another Eminem and Snoop CD for real. They wrote all the bars for that nigga Dre and shit. Other than actually I think Jay-Z wrote that still Dre, if I am mistaken. I think they said that nigga Hov wrote that shit, but that 2001 definitely deserved to be there. Clips, Lord Willing. That definitely been top 20 and shit. Or that Lord Willing fired by the Clips, bro. They have bangers. They have that grinding. They had that one song with Faith Evans on there. I remember the video used to come on all the time back in the day. They had a couple other cuts too, like the Clips, just in general. They got some fire albums and shit. This one called Hell Have No Fury. That's one of my top ones. My cousin had put me onto that shit back in the day. I think that shit came out in like 07 or something like that. And I remember we was riding in the whip to go pick up my uncle and shit, and he just was banging that motherfucking shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this on here? Like, I'm like, they sound familiar. Had the ejected scene, it was the Clips. I told him, like, cuz I need this CD. He started getting weak. He was like, oh, you want this Clips? And, you know, I fuck with them spitters like that and shit, but salutes my cousin Vontae for putting me onto that shit. Let's see, number 11, Take Care by Drake. Most people say that's his best album. I would have to disagree. Maybe when I was young and more into just, you know, mainstream shit or whatever, even falling into what the crowd would say, I would say Take Care was his best album. But it's not. One, now Take Care though, that shit it's classic worthy though, and shit. He had The Weeknd on there. He had Kendrick. This was before Kendrick really blew up. Yeah, this was before Swimming Pools even came out and shit. He had Kendrick on there. So you could say Drake the nigga that put on Kendrick. Ultimately, shit, Kendrick is Drake's son, bro. For real, and shit. Who else he had on there? Wayne was on a couple songs. Andre 3K is on a song. Motherfucking who else? Stevie Wonder was playing a harmonica on the motherfucking song. Take Care was straight, but I say his shit only really got better as the albums go on. Like If you listen to that, damn, why can't I think of the next CD and shit? Oh, Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same. I feel like it's like light years ahead to Take Care, cause Drake was snapping more. Like it seemed like shit. He had more of aggression on that. Nothing Was the Same and shit. Like he finally reached the top, cause that Take Care is what took Drake to the top. Like nigga, once he dropped the Take Care, Drake been on a run that ain't nobody ever seen. Even for real, when Drake came out, bro. Once Wayne co-signed this nigga with that ransom back in the day, nigga, his whole shit was out of here and shit, completely out of here. Wasn't nobody fucking with that nigga and shit after that. But Nothing Was the Same, Flames and shit. If they got this at 11, and I ain't scrolled down the rest of this list, Nothing Was the Same should be on there. If you're reading this, it's too late, nigga. That is the best Drake album right there, and he classified as a mixtape or whatever. And I know that's the one that got the ghostwriting allegations behind it, but fuck all that. When we talking about music, cause they got Cardi B shit on here, and Cardi B, she did already said she got nothing but writers writing her shit. She might sprinkle in a little bit, or even Lil Kim had writers and shit writing her shit. Dre shit on here, he got writers writing his shit. Come on now. I know that if you're reading this, it's too late. It's gotta be what the shit, probably the top hip hop album, nigga. That shit was fire, and that shit legit shut down the internet, nigga. That set the internet on fire when Drake dropped that shit back in 2015 and shit. I'm telling you. He ain't dropped nothing though. That's on the level of that since though, cause that Scorpion was alright. And that CLB was, it was mids. It was mids. Then what else? Shit, he got That More Life. I fucked with That More Life though. Shit, that was the last one. That was Flames. But that shit was, what he call it, a playlist. Maybe he just need to, get on that shit. Like, you need a More Life too, for real, and shit, or update the playlist. I don't know, that shit was fire. But let's continue though with this list and shit, cause I've been on this shit all day. I could talk about this music shit all day. 10, Lauryn Hill. Never fucking listened to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but I know bitches that said that shit was fire. And I don't mean young bitches, old bitches. Oh, and no offense to the old women, y'all ain't bitches, but shit like my mom and ladies like that, they'll listen to that shit. I ain't heard no real niggas, no OGs really, co-sign no Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So I really don't know why this shit is top 10, but we'll keep going down the list. A Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, number 9. I don't know. I can't. I never really fucked with Tribe like that. Anyways, they kind of like that. I don't want to say they too black for me, but they too black for me. Like shit. Like I don't like overly conscious music. Like I'm not gonna hold you, but they got some solid shit. It's a few songs they got that's straight. But like for the most part, I don't like overly conscious shit. These days, I say. So I probably wouldn't even be able to get into their old shit. They got Wu-Tang, Enter the Wu, 36 Chambers, nigga, number 8. I could see that and shit. I can agree and shit that being the top 10 album, cause that shit I done listened to it over the past few years just since I've been watching that Wu American Saga and shit. Like I agree. Shit, protect your neck, all that shit. Like, and I think they laid the blueprint for any other group that came after them. Like, where you taking a big ass group of niggas that's just spitting on their own, and then they get together. And all of them ain't got to necessarily spit, but they bringing something to the table. Like, RZA wasn't necessarily like a super rapper, but this nigga was cold at making beats. Like, who else? They were showing how like Ghostface got into making beats too, and more of the production aspect. Like some of them was just doing that, some of them just film, and that's like what ASAP do. Some of them niggas just do the videos, some of them just do the fashion shit. Not everybody make music. Like that's what I wanted to do here, but here in Cincinnati it's hard to get niggas together. It seemed like shit. I say pretty much probably anywhere though. It's hard to get a group. Yeah, I got that white shit on my lip. It's probably hard to get a fat ass group of anybody together and shit. For real, for real. But salute to them though. That's dope. They ate and shit. Missy Elliott, So Addictive, #7. I wouldn't necessarily put her top 10, but Missy Elliott, I can see it being up there. That's a female rapper that don't get the respect probably that she deserves and shit, or don't really get brought up enough by people. Like, should I be telling people shit? I fuck with some Missy Elliott. I think that was possibly gonna be one of the wedding songs and shit. We ended up changing it to something else, but shit was possibly gonna come out to some Missy, that Lose Control shit, that Work It shit, that 1 Minute Man shit, that The Rain shit. What else? She got other hits and shit. Other hits. So shit. Shouts out to that. What's on this one? Oh, that Get Your Freak On. That's that. Get your freak on, get your freak on. Quiet. Close your mouth. Say something when I spit it out. In your face. Open your mouth. Give you a taste. Holla. Yeah, that was that shit. Said copywritten, so don't copy me. That Missy Elliott gangster, I'm telling you. Said Missy be putting it down. Yes, I'm the hottest now. Yes, yes. I could fuck with some Missy though. I see why she's 7 on there. Let's see, 6 is that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It was a mid album. I never really seen why motherfuckers be tweaking off that Beautiful Dark fantasy shit. It's an alright album. Like I said, it's middies and shit. A couple songs like that Power and that Monster, that Hell of a Life. What else is on that bitch? He got a song with Push. I forget how that shit go. But that CD was middies. I don't even see why that's 6. It's shit. I could see College Dropout over that one. But I don't know. People be sucking that. People suck the fuck out of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but can't never even bring up one fucking song that was on there other than Power or Monster half the time. And shit, it's always one of the popular cuts that they gotta bring up. And shit, and I'm like, alright, you can get that, but can you give anything else on there that might be outside of that? Of course, the popular cuts is the shit that you gravitate towards. But did you really even listen to the album? Like, half the time I be feeling like, shit, most of these Kanye fans is just bots and shit. Or niggas that just go with the popular shit. Like, he do got a lot of white fans. And I mean, I hate to say it, like, some of these white people don't get it fucked up. They know their history about hip-hop and all that shit, and salutes to them. And shit, I mean, you got black people that don't know the history. Like I said, because they, like, nowadays, people not really growing up within the culture and shit of hip-hop and shit. But, you know, shit, I feel like it's plenty of white people, and, like, even, I just say the new generation in general, they just go with the flow, like, the popularity pick and shit. Like, it's literally like high school. Like, that's what social media is. The popular person, it don't matter what the fuck they say, nigga, you're rocking with that and shit. Like, you see the jocks at school, they popping and shit. It don't matter if they groping on the girls, they fucking bullying somebody else and shit. Motherfuckers always rock with them and shit. You know how it is. And shit, I wonder how the audio sound. I should have had it in the earbuds. I apologize if the audio is shitty on here. We still working out the kinks. Eventually, I'm gonna get it back to my big mic being plugged in this shit. Pause. You know, but my big mic gonna end up being plugged back in on this bitch though eventually. Let's see shit. What else we got though? Kendrick To Pimp a Butterfly, #5. Now, I know what I said previously about that Tribe Called Quest shit where they too black, and To Pimp a Butterfly it's on that same level where it's black as shit. But I don't know, I think Kendrick is like, bro, he pieced that CD together perfectly and shit. Like now, like I said before, when I'm like, shit, Kendrick new shit, it don't necessarily compare to the old shit because, like, Bro, when I used to listen to an album before, it don't matter what it was by him, bro. Even that Good Kid, Mad City. When I first heard that and got into it, or what was the shit before that, like Section 80, or motherfucking damn, what's that for? Overly Dedicated and shit. And I went back and listened to them like back in the day. Even them, start to finish, on playing that shit. Like, I don't know, they just hit differently, and I might give it another try. Shit later on, his new joint, that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but I don't know, it just went hitting like that. Oh shit! But to Pimp a Butterfly, bro, what I'm telling you, like that CD, yeah, he preaching the black shit perfectly. He preaching just like life shit though, cause like even on one of the songs he sound like you ain't gotta lie to kick it and shit. Like, but it's the conversation from like how dudes be going over the top, trying to perp and shit, doing all this lying on they dick, lying about what they got and shit just to get into bitch draws and shit. And the girl saying like, bro, you don't have to do all that to fucking get it and shit. You ain't gotta be lying and shit. Just be yourself. Like, bro, it's that simple. Like, but he got plenty songs that we gonna be alright. Shit, the Black of the Berry. Shit, what else? He got a song with George Clinton. Song with Snoop. If These Walls Could Talk. Shit like that. Like, bro, I'm about to turn that shit on tonight, bro. To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm turning that shit on tonight as soon as I get up in the job. Cause shit, that CD was flames though, start to finish. I see why that shit is number 5. Number 4 is Public Enemy. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Don't know too much about it. I know I did see them live in concert back in the day. Went to Savior's Day and shit. That's the Nation of Islam's like national holiday type thing. And they had them there performing that weekend and shit. I remember they did like the Fight the Power and shit like that. I mean, they got some solid cuts. But shit, I don't know about top 4. What else? 3 is The Blueprint by Jay-Z. I can see it. I ain't even gonna hold you. And I listened to that Blueprint maybe about 4-5 months ago. That was the first time I ever heard that shit all the way through. But it's like, I never knew what songs was on there. But then as I'm listening to it, bro, it's like, I remember this song as I'm growing up. I remember this song as I'm growing up. This song. And I know my mom did have a CD in her cabinet, but she never fucked with Jay-Z like that. But the Blueprint, that could very well be number 1 possibly. And shit, I would say my top rappers is shit, like of all time, it's interchangeable between Big, Hove, and M. Any one of them 3 could be shit number 1 because they got the fucking bars, they got the hits to go with it, they got the accolades and shit, the numbers and everything. I feel like when you measuring out who's the greatest rapper, it's a full package. It's not just one thing. It's not just, oh, this nigga snapped the hardest, this nigga have the best flow. Nah, fuck that. It's you gotta put everything together. And them 3 is like the full package and shit. But that Blueprint, I tell you, that motherfucking Blueprint, I see why it's number 3. Let's see what's above that shit. Stank on You by Outkast is number 2. I listened to part of it. I remember like they did have hits when I was growing up, like that So Fresh and So Clean Clean, that was our shit. Or that motherfucking I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize 1,000,000 times. Or did he say 1,000,000,000 times? I don't know. He said, me and your daughter got some things going on. You say you's honey love. You say it's full wrong. Hope that you feel this thing forever. You can make a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Yeah, that was that shit. They had that B.O.B. on there, which is that Bombs Over Baghdad. That shit was alright. I remember them playing that song on How High back in the day. I can't see that shit being number 2. I'm not even gonna hold you. And that shit is probably an Atlanta classic or a down south classic. But I mean, to be honest, I don't really hear nobody playing shit out there other than like it's gonna be the poppy shit that's so fresh and so clean, cleaner than Miss Jackson. It's only the hits that's gonna get played off there. Nobody's talking about nothing else off that CD. So I don't even see why it's number two. Like shit. I could see maybe if they put in like a top 50 or something, just because the impact it made, but not no number two. What's number one? Ready to Die by B.I.G. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm surprised. Pac ain't even in no fucking top 20. Get the fuck out of here, Rolling Stone. Hold on, I gotta go grab my lighter back. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Rolling Stone. They ain't got no fucking Pac in the top 20? What? All Eyes on Me is easily top 20 album of all time. Shit, not that Machiavelli shit, not that Illuminati shit. What's the one that came? What is it? Only God Can Judge Me, nigga. That CD flames. Get. See, this is why they don't need publications like Rolling Stones to make a list like this. Now, B.I.G. Ready to Die, that CD is fire, though. That was the double album. Was it? I don't know. That was his first CD. But, shit. Ready to Die, what all was on there? Because I'm probably thinking that Life After Death probably was better than that Ready to Die. I don't know. They're so interchangeable, though. Yeah, I say, shit, you could at least chose that motherfucking Life After Death over that Ready to Die. And shit, this must have been a New York nigga that made this motherfucking list, probably. Because he got Jay and Big in the top. And shit, or, yeah, East Coast, because technically Atlanta is a part of the East Coast, even though they call it down south, it's still within the first 13 colonies, so shit. They must not like no West Coast niggas or something. Because you got Cardi B in the top 20. That's another New York motherfucker. Yeah, they biased on this list. This shit null and void. Or whatever. But I could fuck with Biggie having one of the top albums. But number one? Nah. And you ain't put Pac. Though that's what I'm flabbergasted by. They don't got fucking Pac? Top 20 album? All Eyes on Me? Get the fuck out of here and shit. But yeah, that list is crazy, man. I think I just spent 30 minutes probably talking about that fucking list. I could have did a whole episode on just that list where we breaking it down and shit. And now that I know this shit, I can make it go live with ease. I might. And shit, I might. What else though? And shit. That's crazy. And shit. They got motherfucking B.I.G. motherfucking Ready to Die number one. That's, I don't even know. No Pac in the top 20. I'm still stuck on that. I thought All Eyes on Me was gonna be number one. Like, honestly, that's what I was expecting. Like, I'm so surprised, bro. And shit, that's a shocker right there. But what else with the entertainment though? Shit. That Young Thug case and shit. Yeah, I know y'all been following Young Thug case shit, the whole YSL shit. Niggas getting locked up, locked down. What is it? It was like hella people, over 30 people had got locked up. Shit, Young Thug went to court the other day, and you know he had some people speaking on his behalf. Like he had a couple kids, or a kid for sure, just talking about how like Young Thug been there to help mentor him and shit like that. And to him, like he said YSL mean, what is it? Young saved a life or something. I don't know, it was something though to make that shit sound good though. But Young Thug was still denied the bail and the bond because like they have no evidence on Young Thug whatsoever. Only thing he been charged with officially is like he had guns and the drugs at his home and shit, which is illegal because you can only have up to a certain amount of guns, certain types, certain amount of ammunition. I think like academics was breaking it down, saying how you can have over like 10 rounds of like any type gun and shit, and an extended clip. That shit isn't illegal technically down there and shit, like just little shit like that. And I think also like Young Thug, just in general, some of his guns was illegal. Period. So that fucked him up. But nonetheless, though, shit. He's still trying to get bond. Him and Gunna and everybody else still trying to get bond and shit. Kevin Liles, which he was the dude that made fucking 300, and I think he was at Def Jam. Like shit, for real. Only thing I can remember about Kevin Liles is DMX not fucking with this nigga, cause he said like he was on Drink Champs. I remember DMX was like, yeah, you see, like Kevin Liles, he got lie in his name. That's why he's a liar. Lear Cohen, what's his name? Lear Cohen, that's the white Jewish dude and shit that was running the labels. He used to fuck with Thug too and shit with the 300. He was like, yeah, Lear, he's a liar. That's his name, liar. He's just trying to change his name. Which, I mean, shit, turned out they was fucking niggas over them 360 deals and shit like that. But Kevin Liles was up there saying like, nah, like shit, Young Thug ain't been on that fuck shit. Like, he can even back up the money to make sure Young Thug has the security around him and everything. Y'all making sure he ain't leaving or nothing. He said shit, only thing they trying to do is get money off this music. He said he never seen them do the drug shit or nothing. Only thing he said that like he ain't seen Young Thug or heard about Young Thug doing drugs in over 5 years, but they say Young Thug was in there going through the withdrawals and shit like that from, I guess, like drinking lean or the perks. I don't know, he looked like he probably drank a little bit of lean. Yeah, like, because he got that lean gut, kind of. Other than that, Thug skinny, but he got that, he been sipping on that lean type gut. Like Gucci used to have. Gucci wasn't skinny and shit back in the day, but he had like that specific pouch right down there on the bottom, like, which they say that's the medicine. Like when you drinking hella that shit just goes straight to your liver and shit, and all that down in your gut, so it should make you a little fat. Shit, will Thug get out though? I doubt it. Not no time soon. That nigga ain't getting out of nowhere and shit. They said it's a guarantee pretty much he gonna do time, and that's because he is the kingpin. He's the big slime. So shit, it ain't nobody for Thug to snitch on. Shit, if he snitch on anybody, he's snitching on himself. He's the leader of the organization. So he is no snitching for his case. Other people can snitch until they get out, which they was trying to say that Gotti dude was snitching, which I remember from like a few Thug songs back in the day. But they said nah, like bro ain't snitch. Like his case wasn't even tied to Young Thug, so people was making up shit. To be honest, I think Thug is just trying to see what he should do. Which they said, yeah, Thug wasn't even just like picked up. He turned himself in and shit. He heard he had a warrant out for himself and called his lawyer. And his lawyer told him, yeah, go ahead and turn yourself in. So it kind of made me think like, maybe, what if Thug not doing shit? Like, well, if this is all just a setup to take him out the game and shit. It's like back to the conspiracy shit. Like, a lot of the time when you try to get out the game, they go ahead and lock your ass the fuck up, or they box you and shit, or something like that. They attach the criminal shit to you, like with Bill Cosby when they say he was trying to get NBC and shit like that. Like they attached him raping the girls and shit. It could even be like Deshaun Watson, NFL player. You ain't hear shit about no allegations, bro, until he decided that he wanted to leave the Houston Texans. That's when you first start hearing shit about him possibly pulling his meat out on girls that's giving him massages and shit like that. But shit, nonetheless, they could be trying to get Thug up out of there. Maybe he's starting to get too much pull. Or shit, shit, sometimes when niggas get control of a certain situation, because they say Thug got crazy control down there in Atlanta. Maybe he just got people that ride with him. Like maybe he just a stand-up dude or some shit. Obviously, you see he doing shit with the kids. Even his ex was saying, like, she talked to him recently. She said that Thug was just telling her, keep her head up, keep on grinding and shit. Don't be doing nothing crazy. Like, as you see, they ain't got Thug on no tape, no nothing talking and shit. Like, They said it's all the people around him that's doing the snitching and shit or getting caught up on them wiretaps. So shit, I see somebody just join and shit. It ain't even showing me the name, but what's good though? That shit was good. But yeah, shit. We'll see how that plays out though with Young Thug. More on that though, shit. Actually, they were saying something about Lil Uzi and Playboy Cardi being tied into that Young Thug shit. I know they was saying basically they was getting extorted by him, and that's why you ain't seen them supporting Thug at all. But I'm like, shit, for real, they probably just don't want to be tied into the case. And it's like, bro, once you get tied to that RICO case, you gonna be forever being watched. They gonna be on your ass. You can't do shit. Also, if you go down for RICO, I mean, it's a guarantee you doing some fucking years. Big years and shit. Big ass years. And ain't nobody trying to be in jail that long, bro. I did 5 days. The most. Straight 5 days, nigga. And I'm telling you, that shit was like hell. That shit, it went by so slow. It don't make no sense, bro. I would close my eyes for what felt like 2 hours. I look back at the clock, bro. That shit only been 10 minutes. And then your thoughts just go wild up in jail. So, like, ain't nobody trying to deal with that. And I can understand why Uzi and Playboy Cardi don't want to be attached to that, though. And then speaking of Uzi, though, shit, he was saying he supports Jack Harlow and shit, because Harlow don't benefit from the white privilege, which that's cap, because shit, any white person is gonna benefit from white privilege. I don't know what the fuck Uzi is talking about. Even shit, half of the black celebrities, I don't want to call it white privilege, but they do have a ton of white fans. And we know as long as your music hitting, them white people gonna eat that shit up. Black niggas not going to your show. White people's the one buying your tickets and shit, for real. Like, shit, and that's legit. We need them to make the money, shit. Like, bro, they the one looking out. So Jack Harlow is benefiting from white privilege. And also Jack Harlow, shit, salutes to that nigga, because he made a fire album. I ain't even gonna hold you. And shit, that Come Home, the Kids Want You, or some shit like that. I think that's the name of his CD. I wasn't even gonna listen to that shit, like, but Ack was over there hyping it up and shit. That cut he got with Drake, which it was called Churchill Downs. That song, it's alright. Like, niggas was sucking Drake dick on that song. Like he spit straight flames. That shit was mid, but that First Class on that CD, I fucks with it. That State Fair, I fucks with it. That Blade of Grass, I fuck with that shit. He got a song with that nigga Justin Timberlake on there. I'm fucking with that shit. Jack Harlow, and you know what? He from the Midwest too. He from down there in Louisville. You know, shit. Back in the day, growing up, niggas used to say Cincinnati niggas had animosity with them Kentucky niggas. But you know what, the shit with Jack Harlow, Bryson Tiller, and them, you know, shit, as long as you come from the Midwest, I fucks with you, though. So I'm a little biased, too, on that tip. But Harlow got some smooth cuts, though. He seemed like a cool-ass dude and shit. And that's the type of music I like. Some laid-back shit. Some shit I could just, like, chill, relax to. Like, that rah-rah type music. Like, bro, I ain't on that shit, for real. What else? Shit, that Dua Lipa. That song too. He said, I catch a groove like my Dua Lipa, trying to do more with her than just a feature. That's that shit too. Like, that's probably the best song on there and shit. That Young Harleezy was alright too and shit. But he gonna be in that new White Man Can't Jump as well. With my boy Andrew Schultz from Flagrant 2, he gonna be in there as well. I'm gonna check out that White Man Can't Jump though. The old one was a classic with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, some shit. I don't know, Woody something. They was in that shit back in the day. It was a solid cut. I remember watching that shit on VHS. Like, that's the last time I seen it though, was VHS. So that only tell you how long ago that's been. But what else with the entertainment? Lil Nas X shit. He was mad because he wasn't nominated for a BET Award. I remember he did have a CD or something come out last year. He had a CD or something that came out last year. So I could see why he probably upset. and shit. I know he performed there last year, but he didn't have the album out yet. But now that he dropped the album, he ain't getting nominated for nothing. So I guess he's disappointed. I mean, shit. I guess they is supposed to be uplifting black people, so I could understand why. But at the same time, BET Music Awards is more so hip hop, R&B ish, soul music. If I ain't mistaken, Lil Nas X is a motherfucking, what is he, a country star? Or that's what he tried to claim. He was a country music star. Or he making pop music. That nigga ain't making no hip hop though. It don't matter if you get the Baby on your shit, Jack Harlow on your shit. Who else he got a song with? Young Boy. It don't matter, bro. Even when they hop on them, shit. Dua Lipa got songs with motherfucking the Baby and other motherfuckers. Shit. Tyga been on motherfucking I can't think of none of these pop star names. But shit, like, if a rapper rap on their stuff, it's still pop music. Like, bro, what Lil Nas X do ain't rap. It's not hip hop. It's not R&B. It's not soul music. It's not gospel. No, none of that shit. So I can understand why BET didn't nominate him, but he got his panties in the bunch or whatever about that shit. It's like, oh well, bro, it's just an award anyway. It's like, it's not like that shit is even voted on by the people that actually listen. Like, they said they got a committee of 500 people that vote, which that's good though. That's like a good chunk of people. But even comparing that to like how many people in the world actually listen to the music, that's a small sample amount. So you shouldn't have your panties in a bunch if this low ass group of people don't want to nominate you for their little award that they got. Come on, Lil Nas. Like, shit, I don't fuck with your music, but you got millions of people out here that fuck with your music. That should be validation enough. You don't need to get no award. And this nigga won Grammys and all that shit, or is nominated at the Grammys. That's bigger than the BET Awards anyways. And shit, but, you know, panties in a bunch. What else can I say? Y'all know why. This next one, I wasn't even gonna talk about this shit until I just started hearing it so much. And it's Lori Harvey broke up with Mike Jordan and shit. Not Michael Jordan, the NBA star, Michael B. Jordan and shit, Killmonger. Apparently she broke up with him or whatever. Like I said, I wasn't even gonna discuss it, but it's been popping up so much. And it's like, why do people even care, bro, when these celebrities be breaking up and shit, or when they get together? Like, yeah, I can see a quick little post. Okay, y'all make something out about it, but like, it's like, bro, it's on Breakfast Club, all over Shade Room, shit, Instagram, whatever, like, post after post about this shit, like, the memes and everything. Like, yeah, someone funny, or they even asking Steve Harvey on the TV show about it. I know not too long ago, they was asking Steve Harvey, is there any advice that he's giving Michael B about dating his daughter and shit? Like, bro, why do motherfuckers be so invested in other people dating relationships when half the time these celebrity relationships, they gonna fold real quick. They never last, pretty much. Like, even if they gonna get married, they pretty much never last. Like, or so much turmoil throughout it. Like Cardi B and Offset, how many times they was down there finna get a divorce or some sort of controversy popping up and shit. Now, granted, they are still together. That's one that I thought they wasn't gonna last and shit, but they actually making it through that shit, so I'm surprised. But you see other people, whether it's Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they broke up and shit eventually. Rhea Perlman and fucking Danny DeVito, bro, I found that shit out recently. They separated. I was like, Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito, they was together forever during my childhood and shit, but just a few years ago, they got separated and shit. But it's like, bro, all Hollywood relationships, you can expect them to go down the drain. But I just never understand why, like, the masses and shit be caring for real about that shit. But they said Lori Harvey gonna write that new book that think like a lady, treat her like a bitch, cause she be running through these niggas. I was like, shit. I mean, they trying to salute her. I'm like, if anything, it make her a hoe. But I mean, shit, I guess new age, new day. And then on top of that shit, I mean, I would expect, you know, shit, anybody gonna be a little bit promiscuous in a young age, male or female. So I ain't gonna knock it. Shit, do your thing. Shit, for real, for real. Any celebrity, that's it. They all for everybody and shit. They all for the streets, as they say. What else though? Shit, that Amanda Seales chick, she was mad because she wasn't invited to the Reels reunion show. I guess like they invited all their past hosts on the show. And I don't even follow that Amanda Seales chick, but she be on the Breakfast Club heavy. Like she fuck with them and stuff. And y'all know I listen to the Breakfast Club every day. It should have said guarantee every day. But she was on there though with them, and she was saying like how like they're oppressive and shit like that, and the work environment was toxic and shit. But yet she's so upset that like they didn't invite her back. And that was the thing, like I could have sworn back when she left the show some years ago, she was shitting on them on the Breakfast Club and saying how shit was so rocky and shaky, so she didn't mess with them. So it's like now, why are you mad that they didn't invite you back if you shitting on them? And she was trying to say, well, what she say, that her and a couple of the other females on the show, like behind the scenes, they had positive words and shit, like they were gonna all get on a video call, but it never happened. I mean, that should show they did not fuck with you then and shit. They was perping. They was fucking just telling you whatever you want to hear at that point and shit to make you feel good, to make you think that they actually still fuck with you, when really they was in cahoots with the other people that wanted to get you off the show. And you ain't fuck with them either. So I don't see why Amanda Seales tripping. It's like she remind me kind of like another version of Monique, like that type that just always gotta find something to complain about. Like, bro, I hate when people do that shit. Like, either you always the victim in a situation where somebody always did you wrong, or shit, it's just that same situation. You ain't even gotta be no victim, just somebody fucking up and shit. It ain't your fault though. You did no wrong in the situation. And that ties into the next motherfucking topic, Monique versus DL Hughley and shit. Monique was mad because she said she was supposed to be closing for a show, right? But DL ended up saying he was actually supposed to be closing for the show. They both had contracts that was showing who was supposed to be the headliner, each one of them stating that they were supposed to be the headliner. Monique got up there first though. She still had to do the show before DL. And she was calling DL like a bitch and a whole bunch of other shit. I think she was saying, what she say, like, his wife gotta suck the meat of a coward and shit like that. Was talking about how he allowed his daughter to get raped or some shit, or get touched on, and he didn't believe her. Which Monique was saying it was a man that was touching on his daughter, but apparently it turned out like the boy was the same age as his daughter. And you know how it is, like in school we didn't discuss this shit. Like, bro, back in the day when I was coming up, a girl could be bent over, you walk up right behind her and you could thrust right up on her shit, you could smack her on the ass, bro. You could grab a chick on the cooch back in the day and it's not no problems and shit. But technically that's sexual assault and shit. Like, a lot of us, like, shit, whether motherfuckers want to admit it or not, damn near every nigga that's my age at least growing up, you done touched a bitch on the ass and shit without her consent. So shit, I mean, it's like that was a situation. Monique was making it out to be something else though. Also the contract she showed though, it turned out that was the contract that her dude had drew up, her own company drew up. It wasn't the actual contract from the people that was promoting this show. DL showed his shit. I know they've been popping off back and forth. I don't know, shit. Maybe the people that set up the show probably should say what was going on. But if not, I don't even see why it's that serious, to be real. Because shit, whether I'm the headliner or not, y'all know I do music, shit. And if I'm actually looking back into getting into doing the shows and shit. But if I was supposed to be the headliner and shit, now one, it depend on what was my pay, like what did I negotiate? Because no matter what, as long as they pay me that same amount, shit, I'm cool. I'm cool nonetheless and shit. But shit, if they decide they need to flip around the show, somebody else gonna come out after me, I'm about to go ahead and definitely tear that shit up. My goal is to tear that shit up, bro, and put on the best performance possible. I like going first sometimes. Like, shit, I performed last year, and I was like, oh, yeah, shit. When I found out I was one of the first ones, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to get these niggas a show, because I'm finna show these other motherfuckers how this shit's supposed to be done. Even my first show I did down at the Mad Frog here in Cincinnati, I was like, okay. Like, I knew I was going to be at the beginning of the show, but I'm like, I'm finna show these niggas how it's done. And there was a group of people that went up before me that they shit wasn't all that. And I'm like, I'm finna show these niggas how to do it, because I pride myself on that shit. If somebody else want a headline, go ahead, do it. Be my guest. You want to be Mr. Superstar? Now, as long as I'm paid properly like I was supposed to be, we fine. But shit, you know, it ain't no reason to tweet like that and shit. Monique just the type, bro. Like I said, shit, it seemed like everything, whether it's this shit, and she said DL had been sneak dissing her for years. If you been sneak dissing, shit, you should have been called him out. You shouldn't have let this get you to the point. Whether it's that, I think she called out Steve Harvey too, saying that he was sneak dissing her, doing some shit behind the scenes. But if so, you should have been called this nigga out when he first said something about you. Then that's what it was. I think Steve Harvey was saying, like, shit, Monique need to just take the little cut that she was finna get from Netflix, because Monique was mad because she didn't get offered what Amy Schumer had got, or like what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle had got. She think that she's supposed to just get big offers because she got the Oscar for Precious, which wasn't no comedy film or nothing. And then what else shit, she came at Charlamagne, because Charlamagne was pretty much saying that Lee Daniels, Oprah and all them and shit. But if you acting erratic, bro, people not gonna want to fuck with you. It's that simple and shit. Like, if you always got something to complain about, bitch about, people are not gonna want to fuck with you. And that's anybody, any aspect of life. But lastly, for entertainment though, shit, this is the one right here. Shit, I'm telling you, men, to all my fellow men out here across the globe, we didn't got a dub, because that nigga Johnny Depp, he won that motherfucking trial against that Amber Heard chick. Shit, and I just say, because like, females, bro, throughout this lifetime, or at least my lifetime, shit, females, they can lie on the dude, take them to court, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. The female is always right, the dude is always in the wrong and shit. And Amber Heard was even saying that shit, it don't matter what Johnny Depp say, no nothing. Ain't nobody gonna believe him, they gonna believe her. It turned out that shit did not ring true this time, and finally we got a dub. This dude was like, it's like when OJ had won the trial back in the day, and motherfuckers is happy that a black man finally won. And shit, I'm happy a dude finally won against the women and shit. And that's not to say niggas don't be beating on females or don't be treating them like shit. In them cases, them dudes should go down. But when you got a female that's being antagonistic, where she attacked this nigga on multiple cases, she also attacked her own girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever and shit, multiple cases. So she has like history of acting erratic. You got situations like that. You got her shitting on the bed. Yeah, she took a shit on his bed. I think she might have spit at this nigga, whatever. Like, shit, she broke his phone and shit. Like, bro, it's like with the Blac Chyna shit, where she pulled out the gun on Rob and was choking him with the phone cord. A lot of females think this shit is just funny. Like, oh, ain't shit gonna happen. I'm a female, you a man, you should be able to take it. Nah, bro, I'm a human being at the end of the day. And shit, I should be treated as such. Like, these females want fucking equal rights. Y'all want equal rights? This is equal rights, where you get locked up for doing the same fuck shit. And that's like, even if shit was in reverse coming up, say if the men was always being treated as right and shit at this point, like, even then, it wouldn't be right. It still would be wrong. And if a woman had won in that sense, shit, it was for the positive side of justice, you know, shit. This is definitely a win for all men and shit. Salutes to Johnny Depp, and he getting 15 mil. Shit, from what I heard about the bankruptcy and all that shit, he probably need it by now. Shit, so salute to Johnny motherfucking Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow, nigga. and shit. But that's all though for the entertainment. Um, let's get into the little relationship section and shit of the podcast. I got a few topics. So I was thinking, like, what if your girl had asked you to do a threesome and shit? Because I was hit with that question back in the day. So I was like, what should I say? Like, my ex, she had asked for the threesome with another girl though. So I'm like, shit. At that point in time, like, I was like, shit, yeah, I'll go, but there was a lot of limits on it. I was like, shit, I ain't want to eat the other chick out because I'm like, shit, she might have something. I'm like, if you eat her out, I ain't kissing you, blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, shit, if I have the threesome, it's finna get buck wild and shit. But I'm like, that was single days. I can't even really see it with my girl right now just because the way our relationship is, like, that shit'd be crazy to have a threesome. And then, I was even thinking about, like, shit, because I had a random chick I was messing with some years ago. She asked me, would I want to smash her, and, like, basically, she wanted me and another dude to run a train on her type shit. Like, I'm just like, bro. I was like, shit, I don't even think I could go like that. I never run a train with nobody. I wouldn't even do that shit with my niggas, probably. Like, shit just wild, for real. But I know some niggas that's into that shit, though. And old girl was, like, super down. Like, super down. But I'm like, I'm just not interested in, like, having my meat out around another dude. I think that's kind of gay and shit. I don't know. That shit ain't for me. That shit ain't for me. And then that made me think even about, like, the cuckold and shit. Like, what if your girl asks you for a cuckold and shit? Like, and basically, to the people that don't know what that shit mean, is your guy, you allow another man to come in and smash your girl while you just sit to the side and watch. You don't get to do nothing at the most but beat your meat. She ain't giving you no head. You don't get to play with her, no nothing and shit. She getting smashed out by this dude while you just sit there and watch. Like, I think I had a friend that said that shit happened to him, where his girl said, well, it wasn't his girl, it was the girl I was messing with. She said something like that to him, and I'm like, I'll smack flames out there. My bitch say that shit, bro, I'm about to choke her ass the fuck up, even approaching me with some nut ass shit like that. And shit, that shit is gay. Now, I mean, you could say it's like watching porn live, which I possibly could watch porn live, but I just feel like, shit, I'm gonna want to smash, like, if I am, though. That's a thing, like, shit. And I ain't smashing my chick with no nigga. That's another thing. I couldn't do the cuckold anyways, because my girl ain't getting hit by no dude under any circumstances, unless I'm out here fucking bitches while she fucking niggas and shit. That's the only way that shit would ever happen in this lifetime. But with that being said, though, what would y'all do? Would y'all accept the cuckold? Would y'all accept the threesome and shit? Cause yeah, with the threesome, like, say if my girl wanted a train ran on her by me and another person, the only way that shit happening is if it was a clone of me. Like, basically, I gotta hit that Naruto, what is it? That shadow jutsu and shit, where you got the clones all around you and shit. And that's the only way my girl getting a train ran on her, is if it's me and me hitting that shit. What else though? Relationships. This one come from that boy Nick Cannon. He was on Angela Yee's lip service and shit, and what was he talking about? Like, masturbating and shit, and how he never realized if he was packing or not and shit, like, up until recently, which is crazy because I was literally having the same conversation with my girl last night. And this shit was from the Breakfast Club earlier. And he was saying, like, shit, he never really seen it until, like, shit, he started masturbating more. And they ended up asking the question, like, does masturbation help your meat grow? And I gotta say, throughout the years, definitely. Because, like, I probably had started back in like 8th grade or something like that. Or I don't know. I remember measuring myself back then, and mm, it was it wasn't something to be happy at. But that was 8th grade. I still was a youngin'. I think I was like 13 in 8th grade and shit. But this shit, get to that grown up life, and I ain't never really measured myself again after that. But I know I was putting in work in the room though. But like now, recently, when I tell you like shit, since I've been masturbating and since I measured myself back in the day, I done grown at least a whopping 4 inches. I'm telling you, that shit, if you've been doing it your whole life, that shit work. And I get it in, and that work, at least, it's a solid amount of time throughout the year, so shit. And that's any real dude out there probably be tugging time to time and shit. Most dudes gonna perp and act like they don't. But a lot of motherfuckers do be out there beating their meat, though. They just don't want to fucking say that shit. I mean, it's fine. Like, as long as, like, if you get puss, is it if you get puss? Like shit, but if not, bro, then I'm telling you, like, shit, it's dead. Like, shit, that shit is not gonna work. You can't be beating your meat and not be getting no cooch. And shit, that's just, it ain't gonna happen. I think that's all though for the relationships and shit. See, next up we got sports. So we got a few things for the sports this week. NBA Finals. Of course, y'all know the NBA Finals been going on. Shit, Golden State, they smashed on Boston the other day. I think they beat them by like 20-something points. Steph balled out. But he was balling the first game too, but just choked in that second half. Like shit, he was straight that first half, but he choked in that second half and shit. And if he be straight, you know, shit, they could go ahead and win. But we gonna see. They play tonight. I think the game come on right now. Yeah. Oh, that might be why motherfuckers. I had that one viewer just a minute ago, because you know we live now. I had one viewer on here. They got off as soon as it hit 8. They probably finna watch the game. I just thought about that shit. Damn, I need to turn that shit on too. We gonna make this quick then. Shit, we almost at the end. Shit, so like Golden State, they smashed on them. So it got me thinking like, wait, Golden State might go ahead and win this championship. But throughout the years, I done seen like motherfucking the team could blow somebody out, then the next game they get blown out by the other team, and then you know, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're gonna see how tonight play out. I say if Boston win this game and then game 4, they win in the series. It's over. But if Golden State win tonight, then I say they taking it. If Golden State win tonight, they win in the championship. I said it here first. So bank that down, mark it down. Anybody want to make a bet on that? If Golden State win tonight, they is winning the championship. Period. Point blank. Don't matter if it's 7 games or not. They winning the championship. But we gonna see how that play out. And shit, I kind of want Golden State to lose though. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like way hating on them. Just cause niggas trying to say that Steph gonna be in the same boat as my nigga Bron, and he gonna be in the same boat as my nigga KD. Bro, fuck out of here, nigga. This shit have never happened. Never. Let me see if I can see the chat. Nah, it ain't let me pull up the chat. Damn, this shit tweaking. shit. There we go. Alright. I know y'all see my background, it's a little busted. Hold on. But yeah, shit, like I said, I'm kinda hating though. I think that's where I left off at. Yeah, sorry about that shit before. We was trying to mess around with the camera a little bit. And see if I can see the chat or whatever on there. But we'll see how the finals play out though. What else? Gilbert Arenas versus Kwame Brown. Still, like shit, I thought their little beef died out a little minute ago, but I guess not. Kwame was mad because Arenas was talking about him would being a bust or something like that. And y'all know the backstory, anybody that followed it shit a while ago, because I think that was like last year where they first was, well, Kwame first came out and he was popping off on Gilbert Arenas, Stephen A, Charlemagne, Skip and Shannon, Chris Broussard, shit, Rob Parker. He popped up on everybody and shit. He was saying like Arenas and them just always antagonized him and shit throughout his career. They used to treat him like shit or whatever. And Arenas was like, "No, we didn't treat you like shit, bro. You was drunk every day. Like, you was off the sauce, so you was always on some other shit. Like, we just matched you with the same energy type shit." And he was saying, like, with the way Kwame was the #1 pick, he said, shit, you are a bust. Like, which Kwame Brown is a bust. Like, bro, it don't matter if he made 60 mil, no, nothing like that. He was the #1 pick. He should have had a shit ton more than that. Being the #1 pick, bro, you got expectations that you need to fulfill. I think Gilbert Arenas was like the last pick of the draft, and he balled out. And shit, it was a reason why they called that nigga Agent Zero, like James Bond. Nigga, cause he was locked in shooter mode. It wasn't no stopping. But you know, shit, Kwame, I don't know. He had his panties in a bunch for a while, and I at first, like, bro, I was rocking with him when he first was popping off on him, cause I'm like, all right, finally this nigga standing up, cause they do stay talking about that nigga a bust like they used to all the time, bro. Like, if they bring up somebody that's trash, I'm like, yeah, y'all know Kwame Brown shit. Which it is kind of shitty they would always choose him in particular, because there has been other busts out there. Let's see, Tyreek Evans turned out to be a bust. Who else? Greg Oden turned out to be a bust. Darko Milicic turned out to be a bust. You know, there's plenty other ones and shit I can name if I just actually look at the draft classes. Them other top picks, bro, that turned out to be bust too. But Kwame Brown was the most prominent, and I think because he balled out in high school and shit, and he just was expected to be dominant, and he turned out to be a choke artist. But then later on, it turned out that he was a bitch ass nigga in the locker room. So, you know, shit, or at least that's what they saying. Shit, who knows how that'll play out though. What else? KD versus sports pundits. What'd he say? He said people like Stephen A, Skip and Shannon are what make the game worse, and it's cause like he was saying they overanalyze the game and shit, like and basically add in shit that don't really mean nothing. Like, and I feel them, cause they are the type that like they start to destroy your personality and what you do off the court and shit. Or even like the Ben Simmons shit, like Stephen A said, Ben Simmons is the most worthless excuse for an NBA player. Like, bro, what the fuck, Stephen A, you couldn't even make it to the league, nigga. Come on now, you got the nerve to be talking about Ben Simmons is a worthless excuse. It's people out there that throw up bullshit that don't give they all every day. And I know Ben Simmons been fucking up. He ain't even played the past season. But to say he worthless and shit like that, that's like the part where KD's saying like, bro, they be going over the top. Like, bro, y'all niggas do the most. Y'all overanalyze. Y'all go too in depth about shit that don't got shit to do with basketball. And then like Chris Broussard and Rob Parker was trying to say like, yeah, but without them, shit, they wouldn't be getting paid as much. Cause without the people hyping up the game and shit, they ain't getting paid as much, which is true to a certain extent. But I say like in the sense of if y'all just hyping the game or talking about what a person did and didn't do on the court, like, oh yeah, he was shooting terrible and shit like that. Or, oh, he had a phenomenal game. Y'all just keep it to that. You still gonna hype up people the same amount. It's just they ran out of shit to talk about. So now it is going downhill for like NBA players where they feel like shit, y'all doing too much and shit. Or even NFL people, they feel like reporters and shit like that where y'all doing too much and shit. So I could understand KD on that one. Lastly, for the sports though, D Wade said he fears for his transgender son's life because people be wilding, which I can understand. I don't support him and his son's decision. I feel like this camera's still fucked up. You know, I don't necessarily support this decision for him to have a tranny son and shit. But nonetheless, that's their lifestyle. Shit, I don't give a fuck. It ain't my lifestyle. And on top of that shit, you know, shit, today's day and age, people gonna be transgender or gay or Q or fucking T. Oh, no, that is the transgender. I don't know. Plus, they're gonna be one of them things. Shit, I don't know. I could understand the fear though. Like I said, people be wilding, bro. Shit. You will have people that just attack a gay person or whatever, some other shit out of nowhere on some wild shit. I can't approve of bringing harm to anybody for any reason. Cause shit, just cause I don't approve of the gay shit, don't mean I'm about to attack this person. Like that shit, that's where motherfuckers be doing too much. And shit, like y'all motherfuckers need to settle down, nigga, smoke a joint, light that shit up, like light that shit up or something, bro. Like, y'all niggas be wildin'. So, you know, shit. And I was like, shit, you know what? I do fucks with D Wade on the whole thing. Because no matter what, it don't seem like he necessarily approve of the shit either. But he there to rock for his son, no matter what. And I could fucks with that. You should always be there, thick or thin, for your motherfucking kids. If you don't approve of what they got going on, I think you should voice that. Like I would voice to my kid that I don't approve of him doing such and such, but as long as it's not killing you and shit, it's not killing me, you're not bringing harm to other people, shit, bro. Live your life and shit. I'm not gonna stop loving you, you know, you feel me? But I do not support my son being gay, and I would highly be disappointed if he was and shit. But nonetheless, I still would have to love him. But that's it for the sports. We in the quick hits now, and speaking of the gay shit, it's fucking Pride Month, so that know, bro, you gonna see the fucking rainbow flag shit everywhere. I swear, from the Xbox home screen, bro, to Google, to fucking Kroger's, nigga, it don't matter, everywhere, bro, they got the fucking rainbow shit. Bro, fuck that Pride Month bullshit, bro. Come on now, you gay every day of the year, bro. We gotta celebrate this shit for a month. Like, bro. But it's like with the Juneteenth shit, like I was saying though, they take this shit and they just make it a money play. It's all marketing. That's why people got a Pride Month. That's why we got a Black History Month and shit. That's why they got Juneteenth, bro. Like, it's all just for the money. They finna sell hella merchandise with that rainbow flag on there. And it's crazy because, like, the rainbow flag, well, the rainbow in general is originally, like, it's something good luck. Like, the rainbow pops up, it's God giving you good luck and shit. But they tied into, like, being gay or whatever. I don't think you got no good luck if you gay. And my reasoning behind that, anybody that's been watching the pod and shit, my reasoning behind not approving of that shit is because you can't have kids if you're gay. you gotta adopt, or somebody got to donate their sperm or their eggs. If the hospitals and all that shit go out the window, bro, what is you gonna do? You gonna be stuck like Chuck. You gonna be fucking stuck. It ain't gonna be no kids, and I just say being gay adds to the depopulation of humans. Or if you become a tranny, if you a dude and you get your dick cut open and turned into a pussy, it ain't no coming back from that. You not coming back. Now a chick that gets her cooch turned into a cock, you alright? You good? You need some water? Now a chick that gets her puss turned into a cock, you sure? You don't need no water? Let's say it's more life. We trying to, give more life to people. That water bring you back and shit. But I'm saying though, if you a chick and your cooch get turned into a dick though, and shit, you might possibly be able to come back and later on get impregnated. But I don't know, you're not gonna have all the same feeling no more. So it's like, bro, you fucked up once you get to that point and shit. But nonetheless, salute to all my gay niggas out there, my gay bitches out there. For Pride Month though, shit. Any of y'all that's family, I still fucks with you. I still love you and shit. What else? Quick hits. 18-year-old. He sent death threats to the Fulton County Sheriff and the sheriff's family. Also, as a couple other police officers, he sent death threats to over that motherfucking Young Thug YSL case. Now that's when keeping it real goes wrong. All y'all little young shorties out there, shit, the people that think that this social media shit is just all fun and games, or y'all think life is just fun and games these days, where you can say whatever and get away with it, this should show you that's that nut ass shit. Do not be doing it. And I hate this situation though, cause Lil Brooke posted that shit online. They went and got his ass sapped. But when them motherfuckers was killing people at the store, that white boy that killed the motherfuckers at the store was posting manifestos saying how he was gonna kill people. He wanted to kill black people and shit. And then this motherfucker started live streaming, and y'all not doing shit. But that's that bullshit right there. That is that white privilege, like no lie. That's that fuck shit. Or what else? Even bro that went in there killing the school and shit, like that shot up at the school, he posted shit online too. I said, bro, y'all did not geek to go get this motherfucker. That's that Fugazi shit, and that's where they be on black people heads like crazy. That shit is ridiculous, fucking ridiculous. That shit. But little bro though, he a dumbass nigga for that. His parents should have taught his ass better, or even then, shit. As parents, I mean, you could give your kids the best teachings in the world, and they still be out there doing that dumb shit. Unless you got them in the house 24/7 and shit. And even then, nowadays, bro, you could be fake thugging online and shit. It's different from when I grew up. Like, it's way different. What else though? Shit. Joe Biden, he been going hard for the gun control. And that plays into my conspiracy theory from last week. I don't know if y'all remember. Joe Biden, shit. Well, if y'all remember last week where I was saying, like, the gun control shit is going to end up going into effect. It's going to be stricter gun laws because these mass shootings. Joe Biden been going hard for that shit since. And it's been more, bro, this is the most string of mass shootings or crazy shootings y'all done seen being put out there in the media. It is a reason why this shit is being pushed. It was another shooting, what was that, down in, that was the Tulsa, Oklahoma one the other day. I think it might have been another Texas one that happened and shit again. Like I'm telling y'all, bro, it's a reason why all these shootings is happening. And that's because this shit, I don't want to say like these people that's going in there spraying up is like employed by the government or nothing like that. I don't want that to be put, I'm not putting that on there. And shit, I ain't saying that. But shit, I'm telling you, this shit, whether it's just somehow everything is connected in general, just in life, but this shit is all the string of mass murders and shit and the string of shootings, people going in, assault rifles and shit. this shit is being done for a reason. I'm telling you that gun control law is coming soon. This is the reason why. They need this shit to happen. So then it ain't gonna be no pushback when they go ahead and push through that shit. So they can take your rights away to bear arms and shit, which, I mean, I feel like some people don't need guns. They just need more extensive background checks on that shit. Maybe people need to be going to see like a psychiatrist. That, I mean, I believe for real they need government appointed psychiatrists. They need to have like a certain amount in each county. So before you actually get the registered gun, you got to go ahead and see the psychiatrist maybe 2-3 times, just so they can pick your brain a little bit to make sure you giving the same answers each time. Everything is consistent, because if you lying and shit, everything gonna be all over the place. Or they could just, a psychiatrist, you know, they study like body behavior. So then shit, at that point, they can determine whether or not you need the gun and shit. That definitely needs to happen. But that's all for quick hits. If we get into the last part, my favorite part of the podcast and shit, you know, this has been a long episode. An hour and 45 minutes so far. Like shit, I ain't did a podcast that long yet. This the first one and shit. Like I said, that's the lives. Now that we live, bro, these pods could be however long as possible. And that's because I ain't got to worry about going through the edits and saving the gigabytes and all that shit. This shit is going to be easy breezy and shit. Y'all see the little outline, how the More Life podcast with Dash Cash and the entertainment, relationships, and sports over there, and the conspiracies, world news, and boring shit down there. Like, bro, I'm about to add more shit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and shit. Don't forget that. Dash Cash 513 for my music page, and the More Life Podcast 1, or More Life Podcast 1 and shit. That's here on YouTube and Instagram. Don't forget to check that out. But let's go ahead and get into that conspiracy theory of the week. So shit, I was thinking alchemy could be humans' superpower. And for y'all that ain't familiar with alchemy, I'm gonna give y'all my little definition, but y'all can search it up too. Or actually, I don't. Give me just a second, I'll pull it up here. I'm gonna give you the actual definition, and then I'm gonna tell you what it means to me though. So, alchemy, it was the medieval forerunner of chemistry based on the supposed transformation of matter. It was concerned particularly with attempts to convert base metals into gold or find this universal elixir. So basically, like, that's what, pretty much the alchemy is like. If you ever seen Thor and how he was saying like they shit ain't magic, it's just science that's evolved into something crazy where you can use your hands and be able to conduct it based on like either people have evolved naturally or they might have implants and shit or something to help them conduct it, or just know the way to move their hands and body to start getting everything and, you know, get it. In Thor's case, his was the hammer that he had at first to control the lightning, until he realized, oh no, I can actually do this myself. I actually have the power already, because his father had tapped into the power, so the power was naturally passed along to him. But like other people, they able to control the shit, or like in particular with that definition, like it was talking about how they were trying to like convert different things into gold. Like, yeah, like you taking a solid material and shit and you're trying to change it into something different. Like if I was to take the TV, but I can literally just use my hands and reshape it into something different. But it's all a part of using mind, connecting it with the matter. You have to be more in tune with the earth. It's a part of like the third eye and shit. Like once you let that third eye appear and you become more in tune with the higher power and shit, you're on the next level. You'll be able to control things differently. And I don't want to necessarily say like superpowers, like, oh, you fucking Superman, you can fly around and shoot laser beams out your eyes. Like, no, it might be some more of like telekinesis type shit, like, or you might be able to predict the future a little bit more. you know, things like that. It ain't necessarily mixing potions, but even though you could take that into account, I would say like witchcraft, that's a form of like superpowers. Like it's a reason why motherfuckers used to get burnt at the stake, and that's because they have the powers to, like, once you tap into the alchemy. And that would, like, that shit said medieval. You think of like back then people was all on some Frankenstein shit or whatever. Like, nah, like they just try to tear them down probably because they would be more powerful than any other human being and shit. It's like the superhero movies where they try to regulate any superhero because they know they got the power to do destruction. And I look at Jesus, maybe he tapped into the alchemy like any person that was in the Bible and shit. Because you also need, I think, a certain amount of drugs to like wait to unlock a certain point, and whether that's people doing ayahuasca or DMT or something else, like they need some sort of psychedelic drug that helps them blast off to the next level and shit. Um, but yeah, that, what else? The sorcery and shit, all that. That's pretty much what alchemy is. Doctor Strange, like that too. Like the Sorcerer Supreme, how they able to fucking do the shit in the air. That's like alchemy, basically. Like you can do a whole bunch of other shit, but as you see, Doctor Strange's third eye opened in this last one, and it's like that's how you tap into the higher power, is through that inner chi and shit, everything within you and shit. But you also got to be connected to the earth through the land. I think that's a part of it as well. Once you get more in tune with the earth, you can kind of manipulate everything into what you need and shit. And it's pretty much all I got for the conspiracy and shit. And that's exactly what it is. Nothing more than a conspiracy. It's just a little thought. And this is the podcast where we say what the fuck we want. We do what the fuck we want. And shit, I'm your host, Dash Cash. As I said before, make sure you follow that shit right there. And stay tuned next week. Shit, I'll be back here, like I said, live. Aiming to go live every Tuesday or Wednesday with the podcast shit. Might have some more shit coming too. More content. Y'all watch all my old content or shit. Tune into certain ones that y'all just want to, you know, nitpick through and shit like that. Stay tuned for all future content. We're gonna be here. Make sure y'all join the chat. Yeah, that's all. I enjoyed y'all today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. I'm your boy, Dash to the motherfucking cash. Peace.